basically the way it works, we're not able to see it, but basically the snow golems basically lag behind a tiny bit, so they basically stay on the previous block when the flying machine gets pushed, like when the composter gets pushed. So because of that, that's why the snow layer gets made. Like, and then they basically rubber band back into the composter. But yeah, when you're watching it in real time, I guess when you slow it down, because it's not really supposed to happen, you don't see it, but when you're watching it in real time, I mean, you can see right there, snowman, or the snow golem is clearly lagging behind a tiny bit and making new snow. Yep, and when it comes to a complete stop, you can see that he's perfectly centered in the composter, so there's no issue with any of that. If you're... I didn't really explain why all of the redstone works. Such as this part. I'll explain the other side in a bit, because it's pretty similar. That basically... I guess both sides get triggered when the TNT explodes, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to send any flying machine back because there's flying machine be on the other side. You see what happens is the observer detects when the flying machine gets in, and actually detects twice because it's detecting an observer, which is first powered and then unpowered. So that will basically, you'll see what the piston does in a second. It's pretty interesting what it does. I'm also going to go up here a bit. So watch the copper bulb also. Yeah, so you see the copper bulb turned on, and you kind of retract it and spat it back out. And then it does that and the copper bulb turns off. Super interesting. This redstone dust powers the torch tower. Then there's a comparator, of course. Repeaters just for signal strength. Here, it's actually a bit trickier to do because on this side we had more space. We had 2 more blocks of space, or 1 more block of space on each side. Yes, and of course when the skulk calibrated skulk sensor goes off, it will trigger the redstone torch, moves the piston down so that the observer sees it. Over here you can see when the observer, the flying machine comes in, this will quickly turn on and then quickly turn off when it leaves. And then there's comparators, redstone torch tower. Yeah, a lot of this was a lot more trial and error than I'd like to admit. This part was totally fine. Honestly, most of it wasn't too difficult. I mean, there was, of course, some trial and error. The real frustrating part was basically making it as idiot-proof as possible. Because, I don't know, I mean, like, you walk in here, you see a button, like, you don't hear the TNT immediately, so you just have to press the button to turn it on. That will break the whole thing, which isn't great. And I'm sure that there is more efficient ways to do the redstone. However, I tried to be as optimal about it as possible. It was pretty difficult, some of it. Like, it might not seem like it has to go all the way out here, but we do need the signals to merge and then negate it with a redstone torch. Because otherwise, the piston would be powered if only one of them is empty, but then the other one would still release TNT, and if that's releasing TNT and the central droppers, or central dispensers releasing TNT, Then, got a mini TNT cannon, and that's always a recipe for disaster when we have raw redstone right here. So these chests, of course, just have a couple hoppers that go down into the dispensers. Yeah, I mean, I said iron would be a big thing, but that's 3 hoppers there, 3 hoppers there, and it can actually just be 2 hoppers. I thought it would be better for design to have 3, but the chest can be 1 block closer and only have 2 hoppers each. So that would only be 40 iron total for the hoppers. Plus we said there were 9 pistons, I think, so 29 iron. You know, probably like a couple stacks of redstone, couple pieces, and some cobblestone, some stone. This target block doesn't even have to be here. That's just the way that I built it. Actually, no, I think this does have to be here. Actually, never mind. But and so that's 1 target block. Going over everything. There's copper. Nobody cares about copper. Like, it's ridiculously easy to find for a block that nobody really uses. And of course, also, this does need to be in 1.21 or the experimental 1.21 with the snapshot. One issue, or one concern that I had, one main concern, was with the... This actually wouldn't be an issue at all, but at one point I had Observer going into the comparator. And I was worried that if you were to, like, when this ages, when it oxidizes, would the signal strength change? And then, like, that activates the Observer. But luckily it doesn't. So that's totally fine. In terms of decoration, you don't want to build snow blocks right there, because they will get blown up by the TNT, partially. But I mean, if you were to build, like, deep slate even, let's say we were to put some deep slate tiles, always a beautiful block to work with. You know, I'll do some polished deep slate. See, yeah, it's not going to get blown up. And of course this quartz could also be deep slate, but I'm going to put the deep slate one closer. I'll have to break it so or no, this can stay right here. I just want to see if the TNT would blow it up. Yeah, okay, so that does get blown up, but over here it's totally fine. There actually might be a chance of it getting blown up. It is possible. So I personally wouldn't do that. Plus, I mean, I feel like you don't want to try to make this as skinny as possible, because... And I put 2 blocks around the outside, like the outermost layer. You can build in every dimension. And I think that it's pretty good overall. You can see right here, I'm still figuring stuff out for design. Here I was going to have a room with a bunch of snow golems, and I was thinking I'd have dispensers fire snowballs randomly, but I mean the redstone for that is kind of hard to work out and would be noisy, so I think I'm just going to go for some sort of other wall decoration. The carpet I really like. And the stairs around here I really like as well. I'm gonna see if I were to put these blocks back. Oh wait, the reason why I don't know why I broke that is because this whole thing's gonna need to be pushed back by 1. But yeah, so that is all of the redstone. Well, I didn't really discuss the water streams much. Oh, interesting. There was a sign there. Got blown up. I'm not sure if that's by the central TNT. It is possible. Sign doesn't have to be there. I mean, it really... like, neither sign does. I thought it would make the water stream work better. And I bet there's, like... if we didn't have either sign, then there's, like... a chance that 1 in every 1,000 snowballs would get caught. Super unlikely, though. Yeah, and I have... and it goes off to that side, of course, so just have these 2 platforms surrounded. Oh, what do you know? We're out of TNT. I'm just gonna press the center button once to see if that's why the sign got blown up. Oh, no, because it's in water. It must be from... yeah, it must have been from one of my failed tests when it got blown up. I hadn't checked on that in a while. Also, and you can obviously put blocks in the middle here if you want to. It really doesn't matter. You can cover it up with some snow. But the inside of this farm isn't the prettiest, I'd say. The redstone is kind of a mess. So, I don't think it's probably something that you want to build a whole structure around. So that is everything for this brand new, super efficient, fully automatic snow farm.